Multi-craftual, multi-crafter, a person who does a lot of crafts. Multi-craftual? I don't even think that's an English word. And I looked it up, and it isn't. So I'm a multi-crafter. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome into Dream Crafted Creations. My name is Debbie. I am also known as Nonna, and here I am in my little craft room in the little part of the world of YouTube where I like to share with you all the different craftings I do. And this week I'll do a little bit of a roundup of my 12 cast-ons of 2026, and haven't really been working too much on well, I have been working a lot on that, on one project and that I got started on, and I will show you the progress I've made this week on that. But I also brought in last week and told you about a quilt that I've had in the wings, in progress for the last couple of years, just hanging out in my basement. And I decided that I want to really focus on getting my whips under control, whether they be knitting, weaving, sewing, crocheting. I really want to focus on all that. And that was the whole meaning of the 12 cast-ons. However, I have way more than 12. So I am bringing into you the latest quilt I'm working on, and that is the, what do they call this? The greenhouse. That is the greenhouse by Elizabeth Hartman, I believe her name is. And yes, Elizabeth Hartman. And it's rows of multiple pots that are like cactuses and flowers. And when I first purchased this, I thought of my daughter, my oldest daughter, because she loves gardening and plants and stuff like that. So I thought I'm going to make this for her. And I don't know, one thing or the other got in the way with life, and I got it probably 3/4 of the way done. And so when I opened it up the other day, thank God I was organized at the time, and I put it in all different baggies labeled, and I'm going to show you here. But even so, when I opened it, I felt a little overwhelmed, like, where am I going to start? But because I was organized, putting all my different things away, but because I was organized, I was able to figure it out pretty quickly. This is where I left off. I had a flower and a cactus all put together, and there are 5 different blocks in 9 different rows, and they have almost like a color grading, or it's not rainbow, but it really is pretty. You could see it in the picture I just showed you. And I'm going to put a picture up here of what I have done so far. And that is on my design board. And so here it is. And there's sashing in between each of the 9 rows. And I have 6.5 rows. Well, I have 13 more blocks to do. So that's 13 more blocks would be, so I have 2.5 more rows to go. And one of those rows is almost halfway done. Yeah, so 2.5. So I have 3 more rows to add on to my design board. There's no border around it. So talking about time management, I am trying to still figure that out. But right now, my life, every day is a different day, depending on if I have to work, if I'm involved with my grandchildren, etc. So it's really hard for me to put certain days on things, but today is Friday. And Friday so far is usually a good day for me, but it's still early in the spring. It's still not warm enough to be outside all day long. So I'm trying to utilize this time of year to be in my sewing room. But let me show you after I think this had to be sitting there for 2 years. And let me just give you an idea of what is in store for this. Okay, so there are so here are the 3 rows, which I put in bags. So I've got 3 rows to go. So those were all labeled, so that's good. And then to make up the blocks, I have the block bags, but then I had to have all these little pieces that make up each block. And there's multiple of those, but they're all labeled, so I think I'm going to be good to go. The other day, I did get back into it, and I'm on a block called Aloe, and I did start putting that together, and that's some strips here. So I'm going to start working on this block again, and let's see how far. Here I go. So I am going to start working some more on these blocks today because I happen to have a little free time and no one's here. So out of the 13 blocks, I'm starting my first one, and I will let you know how that goes. The other thing I've been working on this week, and it's a slow process, and I've showed you this before, but it's Quiet Sky, and it's by Anita Gibney. It's a beautiful crocheted to look like a quilt, and I showed you this one last week. Okay, but in the meantime, I was able to get another color put together and another one of the same block. So I have 3 blocks, and I'm working on my 4th. So you do this one square first, and then, like I explained in the last video, you get about 3/4 around your half square triangle blocks, and you attach them as you go. So I'm working on that. I think I'm making some progress. The only other thing, I also did a few rounds here and there are my turtle pearl socks, but I am not going to show you those because I'm sick of showing them, and I'll show you them when they're a finished object. I will show some of the process of making this quilt, and besides that, I will see you soon. So I am back at the ironing board. We sewed the pot and the sides of the blocks together. I need to open the seams, and after this we're gonna square them up and then sew the top on of the pot. But I did do 13 of them to get that out of the way. And I have one, this is an aloe block. So just to give you an idea, I don't have the top of the pot, but they go like this. And so I have, that's the 3rd, I'll have 2 more, and then that will be, and then I'll put that together. That'll be 1 strip done, and then I'll have 2 more strips to go. And I'm just moving right along. Haha, I'm really not. I don't know. It's one of those days. Do you ever have one of those days where you have so many things you can do, you want to do, but you feel like you're all over the road and you get nothing done? That's what today is. I mean, I am getting this done, but I should have had a lot more than this done, and instead I'm watching YouTube videos while I was doing this. That was kind of distracting me, and trying to get ideas and different things to do. And yeah, there's also a lot going on this weekend in New England as far as fiber festivals. There is Salem Witch Festival. I forget the exact name, but there's a fiber festival in Salem, Mass. I've never been to that. There's also a sheep shearing in Waltham, Mass at the Gore Estates. I have been to that, and that's nice. I went to that a while ago. And then there's a big yarn sheep wool festival in Pennsylvania this weekend. But you know, as much as I would like to go, and it's a nice day out and everything, I also want to get some of my crafts done, and I certainly don't need more to add more to this madness that I have going. So, but what I might do is, because it is local yarn day tomorrow, which the Unruly Stitch is having, so I may just plant myself down there for the day, do some knitting, and maybe I'll do a little bit of purchasing, because I do want to support local yarn store day. And there are a few things in my mind that I believe I need or want. Do we need anything? I think it's a matter of want. But yeah, so that's it. That's what's up for this weekend. I don't think I have any family affair things going on. The last 3 weeks I had a lot going on. We had the marathon. I don't think I talked about the marathon. So my son did so well at the marathon. I thought he did so well. And we had fun. There he is! And you know, that was a day, a long day for him. He had to run it, not me. But then what else we had? And since I've been back from Switzerland, we had Easter, we had Lucy's birthday, we had the marathon, and now we have Mother's Day coming up. And there's 16 of us with my kids, their significant others, and all the grandchildren. And we're going to actually do a Mother's Day brunch. So that should be interesting with all the children. I'll let you know how that goes. It'll be fun. So, whoops, look at this. I got to do a rip out. This one, oh no, is it done all right? Why does this not look right? Because no, this is right. This is right. I don't know. It just looked odd to me, but this is right. This is how they're supposed to look. So I have all these ironed, and I'm going to see what it says. I believe it says to square them up, and so that's what I'm going to go do, and then we'll sew on the tops, and the pots will be finished, and we will add the cactuses or the flowers. Bye. So back at the ironing board, got to heat up my iron. I sewed all the top of the pots together, so that's what these look like. And now I'm going to open the seam with the iron. Oh, it's 6 o'clock Friday night. I don't know if I'll get this up tonight, probably tomorrow morning. I did get all the pots done, but I didn't get, you know, plants and stuff put on them. So I'm not sure if this is going, maybe I'll do some more tomorrow morning and then I'll put the video up and you'll see how far I get tomorrow morning. But I won't have a lot of time if I'm going to go to the unruly stitch, but I don't have to be at the unruly stitch right away. So hopefully I'll get some more done tomorrow morning because I'm getting tired and hungry. And I'm going to go run out and get some dinner because I do not feel like cooking tonight. And then I'll be back and I'll let you know how far how far I'm getting here. So I hope you have a good night and I will see you soon. Bye. So good morning, happy Saturday morning, happy Saturday for me because I did make a pledge to myself that I would do a little bit of sewing every Saturday. And as you see, I started some yesterday and I was able to get 13 pots done, which are right here, the 13 pots, and 1 aloe block, so completed. However, as I was just getting my stuff together here and figuring it all out, I just realized I have more than 13 blocks to do. I have 17 blocks to do because what happened is these 3 greens looked pretty similar to me, and I thought I had thought I had already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought I was on the 7th row, but apparently I'm on the 6th row, and I have 2 done on the 6th row, and this is the top of the 8th. So I still have 3 more blocks to go for the 6th. And so what I was thinking this morning is maybe we'll see how much time I have. I'm going to try to get the 3 blocks finished because I have pots already made up, but I'm also going to have to make up some more pots because I have 17 versus 13, and that is why I had some extras that I couldn't figure out. So anyways, I'm going to go for now. I am going to work on these 3 pots, have 6 total rows done, hopefully. And then I might move on and go outside and go to the local yarn store day in West End, the Unruly Stitch. And maybe I'll take you along there a little bit and show you what's going on there today. So see you in a little bit. Hello again. So this is what happens when you take an old project and try to bring it to new life. You forget. So I had these first 2 blocks done, and then I just did these 2 this morning. However, when I got to this point, I thought, this should not be touching this. So, and this didn't really bother me, but I didn't reread the whole entire pattern. I just figured I would sew the blocks together. And there is a sashing here, which is this, that goes between this one, these 2 here, and these 2 here. So I think at this point, I'm going to take a little sewing break, and I'm going to head over to the Unruly Stitch, and hopefully there's some stuff going on there, because it is local yarn day, like I told you. And maybe I'll come back and fix that and add the last block if I have time. If not, I will see you tomorrow. What are you making today, Miss?
We're making the
Cindy?
memory sweater.
Okay. Pink, white. I like that. And what are you making today, Jerry?
I'm making a shell, a sleeveless shell.
Did you design this?
No, I did not.
It's
from Zike. Yes, it's from a
And
German
Miss
designer.
Fiber Chats, what would you be making today?
I don't remember. But I started it in Switzerland.
Right, this is from my Switzerland.
And Anu, the owner of the Unruly Stitch, has a beautiful ranunculus
Intarsia.
on, and
I'm working on
she's working on an intarsia.
On Roseanne, First Bite Knits, new design.
Beautiful.
What is it going to be?
So it's getting late, but I have been working on fixing the blocks and getting this one column done. And I think I will just finish this block. And once I'm done with this and this strip, if I was to do the next 3 strips in the next 3 weeks, I think I'll have this done in time and I'll be able to give it for a birthday gift. But let me continue, and I'll show you the finished strip in a few minutes. So I'm just putting the sashing in between, and whoop. So we've got the sashing in between now, and we're going to put the pot on the bottom. And I am and I'm not a pinner. It just depends. I mean, something like this, it's a little big, so I want to just put a couple of pins in so it doesn't slip. But on the teeny little parts, I don't usually pin. But let's see. We're doing a 1/4 inch seam, which I kind of just have it set up with my presser foot and I eyeball it. Well, I know where the 1/4 is on it. Because quilting, you do have to be pretty precise. It's not like you know, if you want your points to all be perfect. But I'm going to iron this out, and then we'll put it on to the column, and I will be done for the day. So this is it. I'm done with the 6th column today. We have a flower, a prickly plant, an aloe, a jade, and a cactus. And I have 3 more columns to go with sashing in between, and with a long arm quilting time of about 5 weeks right now. If I work on this for the next 3 Saturdays, that's 5 blocks each Saturday, or if I can squeeze it down here during the week, I will try to work on some more blocks. Hopefully, I'll be able to get this done for a July birthday. That is the plan. But I'm really glad I brought this back into production. It's really going to be a beautiful quilt. I love the materials. They're very retro. Look at the little deers and the flowers. It's the whole, each block and the different, in the color tones. I just love it. And I can't wait to finish the whole thing and show you how it looks at the end. And with that said, this is the end of the video. Thank you for staying as long as you did, and I really appreciate it. If you're new here, I hope you like this type of video. It's show and tell, multi-craftual, hopefully inspirational, and I like to come to you weekly if possible, as long as life doesn't get in the way, because you know that happens with all of us. Life just gets in the way and we can't always do what we'd love to do. But so if you like that, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love for you to subscribe. It really means a lot to me. It helps push my videos out there to other people just like you who love to craft. And until next time, happy crafting.